Hi there. Let's explore cash flow projections. I want to give you my working definition of what cash flow projections are, as well as what they do. That is, how you can use them and where they come into play and come to life in the life of your farm. Well, to walk you through, here's a blank template that we've created here at MOFGA, and we provide a link to it below. And the first thing I want to point out is that the cash flow projection shares most of the chart of accounts, which is what you see in column A, with the income statement. And that's the financial report, also known as a P&L or profit and loss statement. And so the cash flow projection accounts are structured the same way as the income statement, with the income or revenues at the top, followed by the cost of goods sold, then scrolling down through your operating expenses, at the bottom of which I put in the green line, which separates the income and expenses of your core farm operation from the other income and other expenses down here, which occur outside of the core farm operation. Now, all of this I cover in a separate video about the chart of accounts, and you can find the link below as part of this whole series of farm financial videos. But now, what I want to point out, although the cash flow projection shares most of the chart of accounts with the income statement, it usually has some accounts from the balance sheet as well, especially in this lower section. You might see some liability accounts like loan principal payments, or some asset accounts like equipment purchases, or even some equity accounts like owner's investment. As these types of equity-based transactions, they impact the flow of cash through the year when they occur. But in your farm financial reports, these accounts will often be seen on your balance sheet and not on your income statement. So the cash flow projection is unique among financial statements, particularly as it is laid out. And to go back up to the top, look at it from left to right. It runs like a calendar, starting from January and running through December. And then each month, it runs from top to bottom, starting with your beginning cash and going through your income, adding that to the beginning cash, and then subtracting your cost of goods sold, your expenses, and then below the green line, adding or subtracting your other activities to give you your ending cash, what you have in the bank at the end of each month. And over in the final right column, the totals, what you have at the end of the year. It's a really cool spreadsheet, and it's good to view it as a tool that measures the monies that come in and out of your business over a period of time. It's basically a calendar for your budget. And what this tool shows you at the bottom of the sheet are two important trends in your farm finances through the calendar year. First, there's the net cash flow, both by month and the total for the year, which this is basically the balance of the money that came in and out of your farm over the course of each month. And that money can be a positive number, like you had more money coming in than going out, or it can be a negative number, meaning you spent more money went out than came in. It shows that flow for each month, but also in the last column on the right, the total change for the year, positive or negative. And then, secondly, the cash flow projection also shows you the ending cash, which again is basically what's in the bank at the end of each month and in the final column at the end of the year. And this is a number which you always want to see positive, because if it's a negative number, that means you're bouncing checks, you're out of cash to pay for things. You've not only spent more money than came in, but you don't have enough to cover your expenses over the month. To me, this highlights how the cash flow projection can be used as a diagnostic tool for seeing and understanding the financial well being of your farm. In the spreadsheet, you're able to create a landscape that shows you how and where money's going in and out over the next 12 months. And you can change pieces of this landscape, especially when things in the real world suddenly change, like when voles eat half your pepper transplants or the cost of your organic grain jumps up. This is a great place to test your ideas, assess any type of risks or opportunities, and to get a view on how your farm will be doing. Best of all, since it's a fictional world here, you can change what might happen and what you might do about it to see the options for maintaining or even improving your farm's financial health. What you learn from moving things around in the land of make believe here can then inform what you do and what you communicate to your farm workers, your customers, and other folks out in the real world. Thanks for watching. This video is one in a series of farm financial topics that cover the chart of accounts, as well as cash flow projections and unit cost analysis spreadsheets. I hope you'll look those up. Check the links below for more information.